Welcome back to another episode of the OKC Foodcast, your guide to everything food in Oklahoma.
Oh, that's a nice change up from the norm. I like it.
I figured people would be talking along with us, so I was like, throw them off.
Yeah, I usually mock you, like mouth. I don't know. Do you call that mocking?
Well, anyway, no, I don't say mocking.
My mouth is moving with what you're saying.
Fun of me, are you?
No, not making fun. But anyways, that's Nabil.
Yes.
I'm Ashley. And
hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like always, we have brought a special guest with us. Actually, two.
Two special guests, yes. Welcome Steve and Michelle from Big Buns Bakery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to jump in. And we have lots of questions lined up for you guys. But for our listeners, if you have not heard of Big Buns yet, you are in for a real treat. If I do say so myself.
That's true.
Yeah. And also
those buns are a treat.
And also we got treats.
That's right. Thank you for bringing treats.
Yes. Yeah. And let's talk about these treats when we start talking about the flavors. What do you think?
I like it.
I think that'll be in.
We'll keep that as a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
To what this is.
Cool.
You have to keep listening
to know what our treats
know what
are.
the treat is.
Yes.
All right. So, Nabil, do you want to go first with your Eat of the Week?
Sure. This week I finally tried chicken beer.
Nice.
And people have been telling me to try this for a while, and I just hadn't. So I got the chance to try it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Do they have Nashville hot chicken? Because that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have Nashville hot chicken now. Like it's a hot thing.
Nah, I don't think they did. I didn't see it. Or if I missed it, I'll be pretty mad. But I don't think they had Nashville hot chicken. I got their chicken wings.
So, for someone that has not been there before, how would you describe this chicken? Like, can you compare it to something? Like, is this just a place? It's not like a KFC that sells beer, right?
No, I mean, I just to-go chicken wings, so I didn't actually sit there and eat it and
enjoy the
ambiance. Yes. Yeah. But they were pretty solid chicken wings. I don't know how else to describe it.
Do they just do wings?
No, they have other things as well. So they've got some kimchi fries and some shishito peppers and some sliders, which I was intrigued by. They have a kimchi beef slider. That sounded really good. I did not get that. Huh. And they had a crispy chicken slider. Not Nashville hot, but crispy chicken.
Okay.
The flavor from the ones that I got that I liked the most was the gochujang hot.
Oh, say that word again.
Gochujang?
Nice.
Is that the right way to say it?
Where are we going to?
Jong.
Oh, okay.
So we're going gochujang.
That's where you get that dish from.
I am
Or is it's gochujang, not jong. It's gochujang. Hot.
So wait, is this like an ethnic type of restaurant, or like what is the?
No, I think so. It's the flavor is a savory, spicy Korean chili sauce.
Oh,
so that's like the flavor of the wing. Yeah, I mean they have like bourbon.
But they have lots of different flavors.
Yeah, they have bourbon teriyaki, Szechuan garlic parmesan, yellow curry, honey lemon pepper. So they're like tons of different flavors.
All nationalities of chicken.
Yes.
That actually sounds really cool. So there's different. Okay,
I like that.
But what's the barometer of like chicken for you? I mean, I have to kind of know. What's your 1 and what's your 10 of chicken that
we have here?
Yeah, that people will know, because I have to. I mean, I used to run at Chick-fil-A, and so I need to know.
Oh, this man knows his chicken.
I know my chicken.
I know. I'm like, where are these questions coming from?
You're in the hot seat now.
No one's asked me the barometer of my chicken.
I'm just trying to figure out where does it place on the chicken scale, so I can get an idea of what your chicken tastes like.
Right.
Oh man, okay. I mean, I am a fan of Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong.
We can still be friends. That's good.
Yeah. I like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is good. I tried the Mother Clucker at Parlor's opening.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like it has potential, but since it was the opening, they had the chicken already out. I want to try it when it's hot.
Right.
And they didn't have their hottest flavor out, so I need to try that too, because I like heat.
Mm-hmm. Off the Hook, you recently
Off
had
the
their
Hook chicken sandwich. Have you tried that?
I saw a picture of it.
Okay.
I haven't tried it yet. I don't get out that much. So,
What's your barometer of chicken?
I would say that one, and I would still eat this because I mean it's kind of nostalgic. Is like a chicken nugget from McDonald's.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
It's
a one.
It's as unrealistic a piece of chicken as you can get.
Absolutely.
And then I would say, gosh, I would put Chick-fil-A, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then Nashbird. Have you been to Nashbird?
I have not been to
I've not.
Nashville
They're
yet.
right there in Auto Alley next to Katie Bugs. But like those are probably my favorites
Okay.
that I would try.
Okay, that was Buffalo Wild Wings, Chick-fil-A, and Ashford.
Yes,
Or
yeah.
I think I did that in the wrong order. But
Yeah, I guess maybe Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm just thinking maybe I like their sauce a lot. But
Yeah, Buffalo
Yeah.
Wild Wings have some good sauces. I like Wingstop wings. They're pretty solid. The Cajun sauce on the Wingstop wings.
I like Buffalo Wild Wings spicy garlic.
I like the Blazin'.
Blazing.
Blazin'.
Right at the top of the
Okay.
scale.
That's the hottest.
Maybe that's why I like it because they
Yeah.
have the really hot
Yeah.
sauce on
Have
there.
you tried the Atomic from Wingstop?
Probably. Yeah, I've tried a few.
You're
of them,
like,
and
if
my
I've
stomach is
been there,
grumbling
I've
right
tried
now.
this.
I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, welcome to our world. We're always starving when we're talking about food.
Yeah, that's probably. Hey, it helps you get more descriptive. because-
Right?
There you go. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Steve, what was your eat of the week?
Okay, so I mean, I kind of have two. Is
All
that
right,
okay?
yeah, go for
First
it.
one, my best friend's mom and dad came through town, and she dropped off my all-time favorite chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, nice.
They stopped by just to give us those cookies.
Oh, nice.
on
Does
their
she
way to
make
North
those
Carolina.
cookies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, she'll send them to me for Christmas,
Wow.
and there's like 4 dozen in a bag. And
Oh
my
my
wife
gosh.
knows when I get those, like it's just cookie day.
Right.
They're gone in a day.
Right.
I mean, I'm not even ashamed to
That's
say that.
impressive.
Like, dedicate yourself to the cookies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're just perfect. I mean, yeah. I don't even know how she does it, but
Wow.
maybe we'll try and figure out how to replicate it eventually.
All
I
right.
don't know.
A cookie bun?
A cookie bun?
Oh.
We haven't done a cookie bun. No, okay. That's something to think about.
All right.
Get your royalties for that one.
Done. Free
so-
buns. I'll take free buns.
Okay, hey, that's fine too. That's fine too. But an actual eating experience going out. Now, mind you, I don't hardly get out because I have a 1-year-old and I have baker's hours.
Right.
And so most of the time I don't have sleep. But my wife was like, "We're going on a date this week," and I was like, "Okay, I know this place. I've been eyeballing it."
Right.
And it's similar to the Parlor, which I want to check out. But I went to the Collective.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Have you been there yet?
I haven't been to the collective
Neither
yet.
of us
Really?
have.
Okay.
No, we've talked about it a few times.
Well, I like it because you can. I mean, it's like a food hall with they've got the bar in the middle, and then they've got, and it's not just like a big room. They've got kind of different levels, and you can walk into different rooms and discover new like restaurants and stuff.
Nice.
But I was able to experience like 4 brand new things all at the same time.
I love
which
that
was
about
awesome.
like those concepts is
Yeah.
you can try so many different things all
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah.
Well, and I got the Nashville hot chicken and waffles
Okay.
from Press Waffle Co.
Nice.
They were
Those
on Shark
look,
Tank.
Those look really good.
They do.
And I got to tell you, I did some studying for our Belgian bun on how to make a correct Belgian waffle, and I thought they were pretty darn good.
Nice.
These waffles were really good. They're kind of like chewy and soft, like all at the same time. Like they're not just a cakey kind of texture.
Right. Mhm.
They've got some structure to them and some flavor.
Nice.
And
I like
then
that. Is the outside of the waffle like slightly crispy?
It's got a slight crispness.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's soft on the inside.
Yeah. Okay. I like my waffles slightly crispy on the outside. If it comes out all floppy,
Well, it's got to hold its structure, right?
right?
Well, it's holding
Yeah.
it's holding a few pieces of Nashville
chicken.
Yeah.
So it's got
So I mean, it was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
and that like the hot Nashville chicken with the syrup on top and the
Oh,
waffle
that sounds
powder.
good.
Oh man, it was like it was
Heaven.
the bomb. And then I washed that down with a Prairie Bomb,
to. Nice.
which is like
There you
my
go.
favorite like stout in the state. And I'm a huge beer snob.
all right.
Coming from New Mexico, maybe that's another episode. But then I got to go try, and I'm not gonna. There's not time to go through all of it, but Theo's Donuts.
Okay.
And so I kind of went in there stealthy.
I've
Yeah.
heard great
I asked
things
the guy,
about
like,
that
do you
as
own
well.
the place? And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I own the place. I was like, okay, cool. So
Secret shopped.
they
Boom.
they didn't have Boston. Yeah, they didn't have a Boston cream donut, which is my favorite. And he's like, yeah, we don't have those tonight. But they had the, and I'm gonna screw up this name, so I apologize.
No worries.
Owner of Theo's Donuts. I don't know if your name is actually
Theo.
Theo, but if it is Theo, I apologize. It was like a brown butter vanilla glaze, and I got to tell you,
Ooh.
Oklahoma City, we have a lot of donuts.
We do.
And a lot of donut shops that just say donuts.
Yeah.
So it's nice to find a place that's like, no, we're gonna do donuts, but it's gonna be our signature thing, and we're gonna be known for a specific type of
Right.
quality of pastry. And it was like, it wasn't warm, but it was still like super soft. It was like melt in your mouth type of texture, and that glaze was like amazing. It was so good. I loved it. And so shout out to Theo's Donuts. You should go check them out. They're like right off. They have a nice location in that collective area where they actually have their own front door right off the street.
Oh.
So in the mornings you can
That's
just roll
nice.
right up, go
Grab
to
some
Theo's
donuts.
Donuts and go back out.
There you go. I like that.
I like that too.
So
Might have
Very
to do
cool.
that
Really
one of these
liked it.
mornings.
Right? I really want to go there for dinner. Now I really want that Nashville chicken on a waffle. That sounds amazing.
I just really want Nashville hot chicken.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
dude.
That
Yeah.
just that just sounds so good.
It does. Ugh, I'm starving. Michelle, do you have? But no, I'm so excited for the collective to try it out for the first time. What is your eat of the week?
Well, I'm not as long-winded as Steve. But as you know, we did, the Veg Fest last weekend, and I got to try the taco plant. If you've never eaten there, I got all 3 of their tacos, and for being vegan, so good.
Are you vegan?
No,
Okay.
no, but so that's all that was there is Veg Fest, and
Okay.
even for waiting for 45 minutes to get, served, they were just so packed.
Right.
It was totally worth the 45 minutes of wait.
So
Yeah,
good.
it was so good.
That's like high praise when you're like, I'm not strict to my diet like that, but that food was fantastic.
Right.
So it's good.
Yeah. That sounds really good. I have to try that too. Well,
We always come out with a whole list of
I
places
know.
to try.
I know. Gosh.
Well, I can say after she left, I saw those tacos, and I was like, I'm gonna give me some of those.
Yeah.
So I did. They weren't vegan. The ones I got.
Okay.
There was a. Well, I got like a 4-pack, and one of them was vegan. It was really good. I don't remember what was in it, but
Where
were
are they
very tasty.
located?
They were located in a food truck
Okay.
on the side of the road.
So go find them.
Okay. I guess I didn't catch that they were part of a food truck.
The Veg Fest,
Yeah.
the festival that happened, it was this 2 weekends ago, last
This past
weekend? Yeah. Well, by the time this episode's released, that will be about 2 or 3
Right,
weeks
right,
ago.
right, right.
So, but
Okay. No, I missed
Miguel was telling me, he's like, hey, come down. We've got shirts for you. Which he has shirts for us, by the way.
that. Shoot.
So.
We need to get those shirts. No, I guess being out of town on vacation, I was on my own planet. I didn't even know about this Veg Fest.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't count then.
Okay. I'm feeling really out of the loop right now.
Yeah, you're excused.
All right. Well, I'll finish off with my eat of the week. So I posted about this a couple of weeks ago, and it was so good that I had to go back. I went to Magic Noodle again, which is located in Norman off of Classen.
I tried to go there and failed.
Failed. Why?
I got lazy.
Oh, you didn't want to drive all the way to Norman? See, I had my sister lives in Moore, and I don't know. It gives me purpose to drive that far south.
I'll make it there. I mean, it just looked so good.
Oh my gosh! So this is, to my knowledge, this is the first hand pulled noodle place in Oklahoma City.
Ooh, that sounds really
Or
cool,
not in Oklahoma
actually.
City, but it's in Norman. So I don't personally know of another hand pulled noodle spot.
So
You know?
last time she went, you posted a video of him
Yeah.
actually pulling the noodles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh man, I saw that and I was just like, I gotta go here.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the owner was hand pulling the noodles right there in front of you, and then drops them in the pot to boil right there in front of you. So everything is, I guess, pulled to serve. So I had the Taiwan braised noodle soup. And then what I got last time that I just had a couple of bites of this time was the Xi'an spicy oil noodles, which is also really good. I don't think there's any meat in that. It's just like the spicy oil and some veggies on top. And those noodles were actually like a flat, wide noodle, and the Taiwan braised noodle soup is more your traditional noodle.
So are they? And you might not know this. Are they pulling all the noodles?
Yeah.
Or even the flat ones?
I think
they're
so.
pulling and they're putting in.
You know, I didn't actually see him pulling the flat ones, but I feel like yes.
You're like, why is he asking that type of question? Because I'm like, whenever I've seen hand pull noodles, I've seen like the
like a
thinner, round,
round,
like spaghetti type of
Yeah.
noodles, right? I don't know if they'd actually
But
pull the flat ones or if they have them pre-made.
I
or-
don't know for sure. Like I did see him doing 2 different methods with his hands. So one of them could have been the flat noodle.
Maybe.
Not totally sure. Either way, this place is amazing. And so if you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend it. We also, once again, got the soup dumplings. I'm just a massive fan of those.
Dumplings.
Yeah. Have you ever had soup dumplings where like the inside of the dumpling has
Filled
soup?
with stuff. Oh, a soup
Soup.
inside
That's
the...
impressive.
What?
I've
Yeah.
never had that.
That's like a reverse chicken and dumplings.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And there's also like a little, I want to say it was pork, like a little pork meatball, but also soup.
So that has to be like a one biter.
Well, so you would think. I've had soup dumplings a few times now, so I've become somewhat of an expert on eating them.
Okay.
First time I got them was in Houston, and I tried to do like the one biter thing, and it was so hot.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
That's what I was wondering too.
That I was just like, my mouth is completely full, and it's so like heat hot to like.
It's like I'm blowing steam.
Right.
Wow, this is what skin tastes like.
Yeah. So the way that I have learned to eat them is you have a soup spoon, you put the
Oh,
dumpling in the
okay.
soup spoon, you bite the dumpling, suck
And
out
so-
the soup, and then, or let it sit there, which the soup will naturally fill your spoon, and then kind of let it cool off and
Okay.
eat it
Soup
all.
spoon is key.
So it's a bit of a novelty then. I mean, because it's not
Yeah.
like adding anything to the... I mean, they're adding soup into the dumpling, but I
Yeah.
mean, it, basically reverse of having dumplings inside the soup.
Right, right.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
I've seen those videos of them, like, filling the dumplings with stuff. All the egg
Well-
yolks
Oh,
and stuff.
yeah.
It's like, what?
That's impressive.
I have never seen soup dumplings made, but I have a theory on how
What's
they're
your theory?
made. I feel like, okay, so you know, like if you have ramen and you refrigerate it, it kind of congeals.
Oh, so you think they're using like
Yes.
kind of frozen-ish?
Yes, I
soup?
feel
Oh.
like they
Soup.
put it in like maybe like an ice tray,
Hmm.
fill it up with your broth, and then as it has congealed, they put that, wrap the dumpling noodle around it, and then drop it in to cook.
Interesting.
That's like I said, this is a theory.
That would definitely make it
You
easier.
can make fried ice cream. You can make soup dumplings.
There
Right,
you go.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Probably the same idea.
Yeah. So good. Try Magic Noodle. It is totally worth the drive to Norman.
I guess I'll make that happen next time.
Yeah, you should. So
So-
you ready?
Big buns.
Big
That's what they
Buns.
call me sometimes. Trying to work out more often. But
Well, I like your slogan, which I feel like when we've mentioned Big Buns on the podcast multiple times.
yeah,
Steve
that's
has
kind of
been
crazy.
a
It kept popping up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I'm
been
like,
he's
wow.
been a longtime friend of the pod.
Right.
It's like 3 or 4 episodes now.
Right. And I know one of them we sang your tagline. I say we. I'm the only one that likes to sing.
It was definitely you.
I don't know. It could have been you, right? But I think it's awesome. We like big buns, and we cannot lie. Is that?
Them other baker's dough is dry. That's all I got so
Oh,
far.
I like that.
I haven't got to the
Good.
third line.
Oh, so
I'm
we're
working
trying
on
to
it.
we're trying to come up with a parody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so is that? I just haven't come up. You know,
Yeah. I
you
like
gotta
it.
just keep adding to it. Eventually,
Them
we'll have the
other
whole thing.
baker's dough is dry.
Yeah, them other baker's dough is dry.
I
you
like
know.
it.
I
I
mean,
like that
no
too.
offense to other bakers out there.
No, of course not.
But
It's just a song.
yeah, it's just a song.
That's really funny.
That's funny.
So, Steve, tell us a little bit about your background and how the concept of Big Buns kind of came to fruition.
Before Steve gets into that, let's mention that he brought his treats, and we told people we'll tell him that later.
Well, we're going to mention the flavors.
All right,
so I
fine.
figure
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
talk about the
Okay.
flavors, we talk about this flavor.
All right.
Right?
All right,
the
you wait
best
for a little
flavor of them
longer.
all.
It is the best flavor.
It'll probably
of them
come up
all.
multiple times.
I love that
today.
flavor.
So yeah, but my background, I have an interesting background. So
Okay.
I would have never guessed like, hey, I'm gonna go try and open up a bakery someday.
Right.
So I mean, on a professional level, I've done a lot of food service. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, my first real job was at a Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
And so I started in food service. It's always been kind of a natural area, but it's like a love-hate relationship. And then, as I, got into my college years, I kind of went away from that. And I've spent a lot of time working, in some larger corporations, some Fortune 500 companies, and then made my way back to Chick-fil-A again.
Okay.
The owner that I worked for before, a great guy, he tricked me into it.
Tricked me
And
into
so I ran that Chick-fil-A for a couple years, and man, it just teaches you a lot, but it is very taxing and tiring. And so I swore up and down when I left, like, I will never go into food service again. I will never do it. And you know what? I'm never going to be in business again either, because running a business is hard.
Yeah.
It is super difficult. And so I actually pursued a degree in biblical theological studies.
Wow.
Yeah, and I completed it.
Okay.
And, I always thought, okay, all right, I've been called to go into ministry. That's what I'm going to do. And so I completed it. And we had just moved out to Oklahoma City, which is like the belt buckle of the Bible Belt. So you
Right.
thought, I thought kind of, well, there should be a plethora of jobs and ministry for me.
Right.
And there are a plethora of jobs, but none of those doors were opening for me. I just kept knocking, and it was not working out. And I was like, okay, let me try the Fortune 500 route again, and let me, Hobby Lobby's out here, right? There's a bunch of companies out here compared to, New Mexico, where I came from.
Okay.
So I thought, this should be easy. And no, lo and behold, several months later, applying, sending resumes everywhere. Not a single callback from anybody.
Dang.
So maybe something's wrong with my resume. I don't know. It used to be really good, I thought.
Did you
Because it got me
proofread it?
jobs pretty easily.
Did you proofread it?
Oh, no. Is that a thing? Oh, shoot. Yeah. So, I during a time of like really heavy anxiety of I had a baby on the way. We're in this brand new place. We don't know anybody. Kind of like, okay, I thought I was going to go into ministry. But now I feel like I'm reinventing myself. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Maybe that's not where I'm supposed to be. Paul Hollywood reached out to me through the TV screen. Have you seen the Great British Baking Show?
Oh, yes.
Michelle's cracking up. I was like, I don't understand.
I didn't know that was his name, but yes, I've seen that show.
Yeah.
That show
When you
is
said that,
so
I was like, wait,
good.
what?
Paul Hollywood, Mary Berry, and I was bored. I was watching it a lot. And I'm generally the type of person who likes to make stuff in the kitchen anyway. So I started baking. And I thought, well, this is actually really fun. And, I started with cakes and stuff. And every time I get my hands on something, my shtick is this. Well, maybe it's not a shtick. That's probably the wrong word. My thing is that I don't like doing things in a conventional way.
Uh-huh.
And so every recipe I came across, I would master it in my own eyes.
Right,
Probably,
right.
Maybe I wasn't a master cake maker.
It took me one try.
Yeah, like, okay.
Nailed it
I've got
once
this now. Michelle can
again.
tell you. She's like, so how are we going to make this new recipe? I don't know. I'm just going to figure it out. Oh, that was great. Good. Or no, that was horrible. So, I kind of got the hang of, in my own eyes, the cake baking and some of the more basic stuff. And I tried some trickier recipes. But then one day I was like, you know what? I should make some cinnamon rolls. That's pretty easy. Let's do something easy for once. And then I ate them. I was like, these are good cinnamon rolls. But, I mean, like, and maybe you can tell me what you think about this. But when's the last time you ate a cinnamon roll and it was better than a donut?
The state fair.
Well, Nabil does have
We
a
weren't at
soft
the state fair,
spot
Nabil.
in his heart
There's
for
no way.
state fair cinnamon rolls.
You said the last time.
I'm not like a huge cinnamon roll fan.
Well, I get that a lot. Yeah. That's a very common thing people say. Because here's the thing about a cinnamon roll is that it's got to be warm. It's got to be smothered in
The icing.
the icing. And it also has to be eaten that day because they're really generally not good the next day.
Yeah.
And it's not something where if you removed all that sugar, you're probably not going to like the components that are in there. You're probably
Right.
just going to think, it's all right. And so it just really bothered me. So that began a whole year of like experimenting
Okay.
with the recipe. And eventually it was like, I got into like croissant making, got into donut making and all the different realms. And we kind of came up with, and this is why we call it a big bun, because it's such a departure from the cinnamon roll. We came up with a recipe that that uses croissant dough or similar. I mean, if you're out there and you want to steal a recipe and you're like a master baker, just know it's not exactly like a croissant. It's a little bit
It's
different.
just kind
and
of
I'm not
like
gonna
it.
tell
Okay.
you.
Kind of like a donut, but kind of different.
Yeah. So it's like we use a croissant making method called lamination, where you're taking basically a fat and the dough, and you're layering them, and you're rolling them out, and you're folding them, and you're rolling them out, and you're folding them. And what that does is it gives you that nice, crispy outside croissant-like texture, soft on the inside while retaining all the moisture.
Right.
And also preserves it for much longer, because that's what fat does.
Okay.
And then we also decided, well, why are we just doing cinnamon, right? And I say we. Michelle hadn't entered the picture yet. I'm just so used to saying that now. It was just me. There's no voices in my head. I'm just letting you know. So, it was like, okay, I thought to myself, it doesn't make sense just to do cinnamon. And so then the next flavor was lemon blueberry, and then from there was savory flavors, and we've got the Duke City, which is a huge seller. It's the New Mexico hatch, green chili and cheese.
That one's by far my favorite.
I've heard,
I love it.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you
I've
like it,
heard.
because it's a little piece of home for me. But so yeah, and that's just kind of how it happened. And it was, from then on, it became such an obsession. And I think my wife realized, if I don't let him do this, I'll never hear the end
Let
of
it
it.
crush his dreams.
Yeah. And so we prayed about it a lot and just decided, you know what? I think this is where God's leading me. I'm going to go start this bakery.
Yeah, and everything happens for a reason. Like, you weren't getting the callbacks that you anticipated,
Right.
and this kind of led you to a different path.
Well, yeah, and then the funny part is like if you spend any time listening to church sermons, you'll hear at some point in time a pastor say, "Never tell God what you're never going to do," because then you're going to do it.
Right.
And I thought, I'm never ever
Work in the food
going
industry.
to run a business, and I'm never ever going to run a business or work in the food industry. And I have to say this for my mother-in-law, who's going to be listening to this. You were right. I should have got an MBA, not a theology degree. But, I don't have a time machine, so what are you going to do? Anyway, sorry, that was very long-winded. That's the story.
No,
that
that's
was
a great
yeah.
story. I like
It's
it.
a good origin story.
Yeah.
it's like my Joker before the Batman, right? And then Michelle comes in as Batman, and it's like, well,
Oh, that's great. That's really good.
So you experimented a lot and went down the path that you never thought you were going to go to.
yeah.
And so when did this all start? Because I know it's all still fairly new and forming, right?
Yeah. So I kind of dabbled a little bit in the farmer's market thing just to try and see how, people responded to it. Because I brought it to church, and it was like, people can just be really nice. And so,
Yeah.
but you know what, though? They may be nice to your face, but they're not going to give you their dollar if it's not actually good.
Right.
So I went to the farmer's market, and it was the Paseo farmer's market, actually. It was a great place to start. And, got a following pretty quickly. And I got to tell you, if you look at our Instagram, you can go all the way back, and you can see what those buns look like. And I'm so embarrassed by them. But I don't want to, remove the pictures because
Right.
it's like the evolution of our product.
I totally
I'm doing
get
it right
that. Like, and I would rather not listen to Mine and a Bill's first episode. Like,
No, I
I'm
mean
gonna go
that's
back and
true,
listen
right?
to it.
And like as like a designer, videographer, when I look at my earlier stuff, I'm like, oh, what did I think about this, right?
Yeah.
But I mean that's a good thing because that means you're like getting better and better.
of course,
and
Yeah.
of
you're
course.
not
Like, if our
satisfied,
first
right? Yeah.
episode, if we nailed it, like,
You're like, well,
we
what
would
do we do now?
Yeah, like,
If we thought we
Done.
nailed it, we wouldn't be here right now.
right? No,
But that's what I love about baking. It's such a science, and there's always something you can do better. And so I never want to stay put,
Yeah.
And even the people who really supported me in the beginning, who said, you should turn this into a business, they'll eat the stuff now after, some of them not having it for a few months, and then it'll show up at church or whatever. And they're like, wow. I even had a guy a couple weeks ago, my friend Robbie, was like, I haven't had this in a while, but this is like really good. It was really good before, but this is really, really good now.
yeah,
And it's because I've learned a lot. We have better equipment.
Right.
We've got better help now. And so it's allowed us to experiment and tweak and make things better. And we're still constantly tweaking the recipe to try and improve things that we would like to be done better, but we haven't figured out a way yet.
right.
So, yeah, but that's where we got started.
Nice.
The farmer's market in Paseo. And
Nice.
we got a good following. And from there on, it was like just natural next steps. We did a small Kickstarter. made our way into some coffee shops and the OSU Farmers Market, and here we are.
Nice.
I just looked at your older pictures. Yeah, it looks a little different, but they still look delicious.
I'm glad you like the way my buns look.
This episode is not safe for children.
Get old.
We're just talking about pastries, Nabil. Come on.
My bad.
I told you I was going to go into ministry, okay?
So I do love how you have really taken just the kind of the idea of the cinnamon roll, and now you're doing sweet and savory flavors, and probably a cinnamon flavor is not very often, right? Or do you have one that's regular on the menu?
So like at the farmer's market, we do a lot of cinnamon. Cinnamon is what we usually sell the most of.
Really?
But a lot of our
lemon blueberry one that I tried was delicious. Nabil brought that too.
That is also top seller too.
Yeah.
But our coffee shops like to be a little bit more adventurous because they want a different type of offering.
Right,
They want
right.
to be. They want to be the original person on the street.
Oh, okay.
So
what are some of your most popular flavors to start with?
Well, it depends on where you go. Right now, it's the vegan bun.
Okay.
The vegan Cinnabon. It's sold out this past Sunday. I mean,
Wow.
we did really well at the OSU Farmers Market, not the OSU, Veg Fest, sorry. And it created a lot of buzz on social media, a lot of different followers begging us to find a place to put it. So we've got it at the Little Market on Paseo, and it's also at Open Flame in Midwest City.
Okay.
Got it there on Sunday, and they sold out, I don't know, within half the day.
Wow.
Wow.
So we
that's
got to bring
awesome.
another delivery on Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's not a bad problem.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. And we're glad we can provide that product. There's a lot of people who, they want an option. And if we can, my thing is people ask us for gluten-free all the time. And it's like, well, we haven't found a way to create that same experience.
Right.
And we're not going to shortchange people.
Right.
So sorry, it's all or nothing. And we can do it with the vegan one.
What is the flavor of the vegan one again?
It's just cinnamon. It's
Just cinnamon.
But the
Okay.
great part about that platform, and any of our coffee shops can order it, is you can do, with the exception of the ones that have some meat in it, you can do that vegan bun in any flavor.
Okay.
Which is super awesome.
Yeah.
And then also, some of the other crazy flavors that are out there. So savory, obviously is interesting to people. But if you go to Vintage Coffee right off of Western, they carry almost all the time, the Rockadoodle, which
Okay.
was named.
I like that
Yeah.
name.
Did they come up with the name?
No, I didn't either. So Nick at Junction Coffee, they were the first ones to carry it, that double-decker bus.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, so on the well, actually, he didn't even tell me why he was naming it this. He's like, you should call it the Rockadoodle. I'm like, okay. But apparently there's like that movie with the rooster who's like a rock star. Like
Is
Elvis
it like
type of
a
character.
kid's movie?
Yeah, I don't know if I think the movie's called Rockadoodle.
Okay,
I would
I
assume
think
it
I
was
know
a
what you're
kid's
talking
movie.
about.
And I couldn't get the connection. He's like, dude, there's a rooster on the sriracha bottle. Well, the Rockadoodle, sorry, a little bit of context, is salted sesame sriracha lime.
Ooh.
And it makes a fantastic sandwich. So you can get the Starbird sandwich out at Vintage, and they'll slice up the Rockadoodle, and they'll make a sandwich for you. And you can get like the best cup of decaf espresso in the evening. Like they have a
Interesting.
decaf espresso that is CO2 washed. So good.
Wow.
Anyway.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. And there's
sounds
an
awesome.
everything bagel. Everything bun, not bagel. We make an everything bun. There's a lot of them. There's a lot
Right.
of them. So
What's
So,
your favorite?
my favorite. Well, I'll let Michelle answer that first. So we
Okay.
can hear from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we actually have the same favorite, so I'll come up with a second favorite for myself.
Okay. All right, Michelle, what's your favorite?
As always, everyone likes the lemon blueberry, and it's definitely the best. But I also like our campfire bun. So like, it's not just beautiful; it's super tasty, super sweet.
The campfire bun looks really good.
is this like a s'more?
It is.
Ah.
So it's got the
Ding, ding.
marshmallow toasted on it with the chocolates on top.
Yum.
Super delicious.
That sounds really good.
Well, and it's worth mentioning too.
Yeah.
The campfire bun. A lot of places like to do s'mores themed stuff, and they'll just crumble some graham cracker on it and put
Right.
a flame of marshmallow on there and call it a day. We actually make a graham cracker like on steroids, crumble. It's like is it strudel or streusel? I should know this, but streusel is the crumble topping, like in a coffee cake. I get those two terms mixed up. So if you're listening, it's one of the two.
DRNS. Take your pick.
It's one of the two. If it's a crumbly thing, when you look it up online, that's what it is. Anyway, so we put that on top, and then we have the glaze that kind of keeps it all stuck down there, and then we put the the marshmallow cream on top, and then light that on fire, and then underneath it all is a bunch of chocolate chips, and then we decorate it with a Hershey's bar.
A Hershey
on top.
bar, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds
So
amazing.
it's definitely it's hard to finish on your own. You have to share it with somebody.
Challenge
Unless-
accepted.
Unless you're me. Then I don't eat the whole thing.
or me.
All right, fine. You can finish it by yourself.
But I won't tell anybody or let them see me do it.
Right.
I actually was going to say the campfire bun because it looks so spectacular.
Yeah. I do remember on National S'mores Day, you guys were posting that, and I was
Yeah.
wishing so bad that I could go to one of your spots and get one. So if they're out there regularly, I'll have to find one.
It is not on our regular menu yet. I'm still waiting for a coffee shop to decide that they want to make that wise decision.
Yeah.
So if you're listening,
Yeah.
There's always a time for s'mores.
there is. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was Michelle's favorite. What's your favorite?
Well, so if I had to pick something besides those, I would say I'm very fond of the Duke City because that was the original idea for savory. And it's changed a lot since I first made it, but that was my kind of way of bringing the flavor of green chili
Okay.
to Oklahoma City. And I found it some other places, but as a native to New Mexico, having been there 30 years, I know how to use the ingredient properly.
The green chili.
I'm not trying to call anybody out.
Okay.
I'm just saying places I found it. It's nice to know that
What
they're
is
trying.
the proper or incorrect way to use it?
Well, it depends on the dish.
Okay.
But the green chili is not supposed to be used like a salt or pepper, something that is a mild, seasoning or flavor boost. It has to be the foundational flavor in what you're making. That's
Okay.
what it is for. So if you can't really taste it, you've kind of lost the effect that
You
it
can't
has.
use it like a jalapeno.
But you can use it like a jalapeno, but it's not. So a green chili plant is very different than a jalapeno. So you couldn't make like a popper out of it because it's a much thinner skin.
Right.
It's a little tougher. It has to be roasted, and then once it's roasted over flame, you steam it in a bag,
Yeah.
and then you peel the skin off. You chop
De-seed it.
you season it with garlic, salt.
Okay.
If you don't do it that way, you're doing it wrong. In my opinion, that's how my grandma would do it. So that's how you should do it too. But yeah, so I like the Duke City because it's not only is it a new flavor for everybody here, but for those who are New Mexican and who have tried it, it's a new way to use it.
Right.
And it sells really well. It's a fantastic tasting bun.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm still waiting for a coffee shop to turn it into a sandwich, which would be great.
Yeah, I feel like that
Ooh.
would be
So
really
when we
good.
have our own place,
Okay.
we'll do that.
There you go.
So yeah, that was our treat.
We can finally get to it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the treat.
So Steve brought us some Hatch Valley flame roasted green chili.
I am super excited. I love Hatch chilies and
Yeah, we just talked
Yes.
about that a lot in the last episode.
in fact after we talked about it, I bought a whole bag full to
Of Hatch
roast
chilies?
and freeze.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
how are you roasting them?
I haven't decided yet.
Don't be nervous to tell me. It's
No,
okay.
well, so I was debating. I was like either on the grill or in the oven. I'm not sure yet.
Do it in the grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over and over. If you have a grill with an open flame, yeah.
Yeah.
I know some grills don't, but still, yeah, the grill and then stick it in the garbage bag for on your back porch for 2 hours.
Okay.
Then peel it.
I wasn't gonna do that, but I'll do that now.
Yeah, it makes them sweat
Yep,
and makes the
that skin
peeling
come
come
right
off.
off.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot easier.
Okay.
See,
So
I've
you've done
never-
this before.
I've done it with poblanos.
Oh.
And so I make a poblano corn chowder. And
that sounds
so
good.
I do roasted poblanos. And then I've done Ziploc baggies before
Mm-hmm.
to let them sweat. Now I've been using one of my glass bowls that has a tight fitting lid. So it does the same thing. And I wait until they're basically cool, not any heat to them at all to your
Yeah.
hands. And it peels right off.
The best sensation after a whole day of peeling 3 garbage bags full of green chili is that tingling feeling.
In your
that's-
fingers.
that's
And then you rub
beautiful,
your
right?
eye
Yeah,
accidentally.
Oh
yep.
yeah, that's the
and
best.
then you can feel the chili.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just taste
You're
it.
like the chili is a part of me now.
See, I like that. I think it's great.
And no matter how many times you rub your eye, you don't get immune to it.
No.
Yeah. Well,
What's that about?
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's like Vicks on the eyeball. It's awesome.
So much fun.
So we've mentioned that Big Buns is available in a lot of coffee shops. What can we expect in the future? Are you constantly looking for more places? What does that look like for you?
Well, a couple things. First off, our menu is expanding. I kind of debated for a while, should we just do buns? But bakery is in the title. And my only thing, and Michelle and I talk about this a lot, is we're just not going to do something standard.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an experience where you can say, yeah, I've had that before. It's just like that other place. Or, I don't want that. What I want is I want something where we take something that's familiar and we make something new out of it. And so when you see people eat the buns, the interesting part is, they'll walk past us at the OSU Farmers Market, and we'll convince them to have a sample, and you can see on their eyes like, yeah, I've had a cinnamon roll. Why am I sampling this? And then they taste it and they pause for a little bit, and you can kind of see the process in their head, which is they realize they're tasting something familiar, but it's also not at the same time, and they're trying to process, how does that work?
Right.
Yeah. But like, why is this so different? It's a cinnamon roll.
Yeah. It's the same but different. I don't understand. So, we're going to be working with the first coffee shop that's going to be expanding with us like this is Open Flame.
Okay.
And starting in October, you'll be able to get a larger line of Big Buns bakery products. The bun is still the biggest part of our sales. But, for instance, we just came up with a kolache.
Oh.
Okay.
And you'll be happy to know, since you like the Duke City bun, we actually have a green chili bacon cream cheese kolache.
Oh, my gosh.
Steve hates this, but I hate green chilies. Like, it's not my thing. And this is the first time I told him,
You
put
can
more.
edit that out. That's fine. Just take
What?
it out.
Green
I
chilies is
told-
not your thing?
It is not my thing. But it was the first time I told him to add more. So if you love the Duke City,
Oh,
you
to
are
add
going to
more.
love-
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So I'm a big kolache fan.
I'd say you're average sized.
Thank you. Thank you. I haven't.
For those of you who can't see.
Oh, I'm a fan, should I say?
You have earned an invitation to be back on whenever you want.
Yeah. So in Houston, there's tons of kolache factories, and I mean, on every corner, they're just as popular as donuts. But in Oklahoma, I feel like they're different, where like the sausage that's inside is not covered completely, like you see it still on both sides. Is that how y'all's is?
We made a departure from the pig in the blanket kolache thing.
Same but different.
We kind of went back to same. We went back to kind of the Czech style recipe, right? It's Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
Right? I just want to make sure I'm remembering geographically that correctly. So somebody's not like, they're not from Czechoslovakia, dummy.
They're from Slovenia.
So, you don't see that in the European style. They're all circular.
Yeah.
And they have the filling in the middle.
Yes.
And so we actually are doing our savory ones kind of open face style. Ooh. So you can, we'll expand eventually to different meats, probably sausage, and you'll get some of the same flavor profiles, but aesthetically speaking, it's going to look like a round kolache.
Nice. I like that. Very
That's
exciting. Yeah.
Thanks.
Bill and I
then
both like that.
Michelle
sounds amazing.
just made the most amazing accidental cookie ever.
Accidental cookie?
Yeah.
How do you make an accidental cookie?
Accidentally.
So we have our pie or tart that we have, and my mother-in-law was actually helping me one night, and she was supposed to be making the crumble topping to our apple tart, and she completely messed it up. Like, I don't know what she did wrong, but then I was like looking at it and I was like, this is cookie dough.
But she's still a really nice lady, and we really like her.
We love her. But so she messed up, and I was sitting there looking at her, and I was like, what happened if I just added eggs to this? And so we added a couple eggs and made it a cookie, and oh my gosh, it's perfection. Like, it's great.
Oh. So is
Okay,
it
accidental
like,
cookie. I see.
yeah, and the flavors the apple, or what's the flavor?
What?
So like, have you had or seen our apple tart?
I've seen it. I've not tried it.
So like the top of it's got this crumble that's oatmeal, brown sugar, just kind of like a breakfast.
She's like, I'm not giving it all away.
right.
Yeah. But so like, it's got, the cookie has the basics of that, and then, so it's got some oatmeal in it, and then we just added pumpkin spice.
Ooh.
So the first one we launched was
Perfect
a pumpkin
timing.
spice cookie.
Tis
Yes.
the season.
Heck yeah.
It's like a 6-inch cookie. and we call it the pumpkin doodle because it's basically got the cinnamon doodle topping with the pumpkin spice inside. Like I said, you eat it and it's like same but different.
Right.
You can
I like that concept.
Yeah, it's familiar enough to where you're not afraid of it, but it's different enough to where you are like, well, that's
I'm experiencing something
I
new.
guess.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice. There's also something exciting in your future. I thought you were going to bring this up, but I guess
see, I got sidetracked. This is why Michelle's here to manage me. So that one side is expanding our menu because we kind of saturated the market. There's really nowhere else for us to go. We've partnered with all the coffee shops we want to partner with. Okay, if you want to find good coffee, just find a Big Bun. That's what I'm just going to leave it there. Right. There's a couple places we'd like to be in that haven't added us. And you know who you are.
So if you're listening,
if you have good coffee and we're not in your coffee shop, that's who you are. There's 3 in particular I'm thinking of. Anyway, but besides that, so we are trying to look for a way to have our own retail experience, and so we do have a Kickstarter going on right now.
Okay.
And it is for the Big Buns trailer. Big Buns on Wheels.
Right.
You can find that on Kickstarter. We basically are taking an old trailer that Michelle has because it's free. And it's a 1960s horse trailer, okay? And we're going to be converting it into a full operating coffee shop.
Fun.
To sell our buns out of.
All right.
Our plan is to park it in the same community 5 days a week in the morning, and then use it for special events to go around other places. We are partnering with Open Flame to provide us with our beans for our hot coffee and espresso. And then we're also partnering with our good buddies over at Rome Coffee.
Oh, yay, for the cold brew.
Yep. And I told Miguel, I was like, I want like 16 taps on there.
Yeah.
So as you add more brews, we have them all.
Yes.
And I go through one pouch of those like in half a week.
Yeah, it's
so
easy to do.
Good, yeah.
I'm still really excited for them to introduce the syringe style, just so I can inject it directly. I mean, it tastes great, but it would just be so much faster.
I'm like,
They told me it's in the works. It'll probably take about 10 years.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's some legal hoops that I'm fine with under the counter too.
Okay.
Method. So
you can find it at a corner.
Yeah. Do you know a guy?
Not on air. Not on air.
Oh, sorry.
That's awesome. Well, we're excited to see the expansion, and we'll totally be there. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so find Big Buns on Kickstarter and support them.
Yeah,
because I think for a lot of the levels for supporting you, you get buns as reward. So, I mean, it's awesome.
And you can totally follow us on Facebook. We're constantly doing giveaways for free buns, free cards that we made up to get more free buns.
Right.
You can't go wrong.
Yes, and thank you for these cards.
Yes, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
That was
More
part 2
buns.
of our gift, and we are so excited. Cannot lie.
Yes.
Oh, I caught that. That was under the radar.
Well done.
So let's do the kitchen sink questions.
Let's do it.
Oh, I was really excited about these. When I
Yeah?
saw
Yeah.
them. These are gonna be
All right. Well, let's
I
start.
pre-apologize.
Pre-apologize.
Uh-oh.
Let's start
This
with
is another Rome
right.
problem.
What is your favorite ingredient to use?
Are we starting with me?
Sure.
So mine is really obvious. We've talked about it, and it is the green chili.
Green chili.
So I'm just gonna add a little piece here. First off, that's 505 Hatch Valley green chili. When I moved here, I was super excited to find out you can find that at Walmart, or you can go to Costco and get a 20-ounce jar, which is what we use for our buns. So we wouldn't be doing the Duke City if we didn't have access to something, because the roasting and all that. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, I'll try to abbreviate this as much as possible. Real green chili only comes from the Hatch Valley. If it doesn't say Hatch Valley, it's not real green chili. The only caveat to that is if you live in New Mexico, there are some places you can go to that have authentic green chili. But if you are picking up, for instance, Colorado green chili, it ain't green chili. And there's this huge, have you seen this? This huge beef between Colorado and New Mexico.
Really?
Oh, really?
That keeps reemerging every couple of years. And I think it was the mayor of Denver or something who was touting their green chili, saying they have the best green chili in the country. And like New Mexico is like, what are you talking
Watch your
about?
step.
Because all of a sudden Denver got this influx of green chili products.
Interesting.
And so they thought, well, what's this new thing? We're the inventors of this. Lo and behold, New Mexico invented it like, I don't know, 600 years
and
ago
then
or
they were
something.
like, wait a second.
Yeah, we're like, no. And actually, where'd you buy that?
right.
So
From Mexico.
they are starting to make some in Colorado, is what I've heard. But if it doesn't say Hatch Valley, you need to be skeptical of it.
All right.
There's a huge difference. That's all. I'll leave it there.
That's great advice
Yeah.
for any green chili lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle, do you have a favorite ingredient you like to use?
All of them.
All of them? All right, that's good.
I just like to make with new stuff. I would say probably if I had a favorite thing to make anything with, it's probably lemon.
Oh,
I mean,
lemon is one of my favorites.
You can really do anything with this. You can make it in savory. You can make it in sweet. Like you can use the rind. You can use the inside.
Yeah.
When life gives you lemons, you can make lemonade.
Exactly.
You can do anything with it.
I really
Nice.
like the answer lemon. I feel like that would probably be one of my top ingredients as well.
It's a pretty versatile ingredient,
Yeah.
like you said.
Absolutely.
What is the strangest thing you've eaten?
This is the part where I'm pretty apologizing for. Okay. So to our new vegan friends who are following us, I will just say this is the part where you want to tune out. So
Hit the fast forward button.
in my younger years, I traveled to China. It was on a mission trip. Okay, so we were hiking the Himalayas and we were marking villages on GPS. Okay, and this is all important to the context in my head, at least. So I had just climbed what seemed like, I don't know, 20 football fields, almost completely vertical, to our first little place we were going to be staying. And when we get there, I mean, every place we were at, we were basically the first Caucasian people that these folks had seen, and so it just kind of like blew their minds. I mean, they'd heard about these mythical pale-skinned people, but then we showed up and they're like, "What?
They're
They're real?
They exist.
Where's your melatonin?" Anyway, so it was kind of a big deal, and everybody in the village kind of like gets all excited about it. Well, they don't have a lot, and so when they offer you something, you eat it. Mm-hmm. And so they killed one of their chickens for us. We got to watch that process, and that was the first time I've ever seen that.
Right.
And so they made this. It was delicious. This amazing stew. But like every part of the chicken was like symbolic of something they wanted to give to you. And so like the head of the chicken, the brain, is like the biggest honor you can
wow.
receive, and I didn't get that, thank goodness. But one of our guys got that, and then there's the chicken foot. Well, I got the heart, okay, and because it's supposed to make you strong and healthy.
Okay.
And
Were you
apparently
weak?
I looked sickly. They're like, he needs some healthiness. That kid right there.
The heart.
So I do kind of like whenever you have like something that you're kind of afraid to eat, you take like a small bite of it. Mm-hmm. And that was a mistake because, yeah. So the heart has a pericardial sac on it, right?
Ooh.
And doctors out there probably said that wrong, and just that part comes off.
Oh.
And so then I'm like, I think I would have been just better off popping this like a piece of popcorn,
Right.
and not knowing, because now this
Absolutely.
is so much worse,
Yeah.
and it didn't taste good. And the texture was exactly what you'd like when you bite into a piece of chicken or steak, and you get like that chewy
Yeah.
kind of tendons.
rubbery.
Yeah, and I had to eat it, and it was the absolute. Michelle's over here cringing, like, why are you talking about that? Because it's the weirdest thing I've ever had to eat.
In
That's why.
excruciating detail.
Well, the story is important. If I just told you, like, yeah, I had a chicken heart once.
Yeah, it added to it. You know, I could
Yeah.
see you were sitting there and you're like, I have to eat this chicken heart.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have any context, you'd be like, what is he, Ozzy Osbourne? Like, was he eating weird stuff?
But I feel
this.
like, I mean, people eat chicken heart.
Yeah.
Didn't you eat some recently?
Chicken heart?
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that at Gun? Don't they have that on their menu? I thought you had it all.
If it is, I guarantee you they prepare it better.
Well, we didn't have
You didn't have that?
all. Well, no, we did.
I thought you did.
Was it on there?
Yeah.
Oh well, I didn't even.
I'm
notice.
pretty sure. I mean,
So apparently, I'm
I
just
think
a
it-
wimp.
I'll look it up, but I'm almost positive that they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Okay. Where's this at again?
But I did not take a small bite.
No, I think it's one of those things.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a good
that
call.
was the
Don't do that.
problem. I think it's definitely one of those things that you have to just pop the whole thing.
I didn't have anybody there to educate me on it. So
Let's see. Chicken heart hot soup.
That is true.
Yep.
oh gosh,
You're
I see
correct.
now. I just want to go try it
Oh,
just to.
I do remember that it was really salty.
Yeah, I feel like you would probably like it from Gun. Like everything that they've prepared that I've had so
Yeah,
far is delicious.
It didn't taste weird. It
We're-
wasn't anything like that. Like I remember now.
Paseo.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's
I've
right
not been
next
there
to
yet.
the little market.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, next time I drop off there, I need
Yeah,
to
it's like a
go ask for that chicken heart.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's like a Japanese pub. It's everything that I've had from there is delicious.
That sounds good. There's
Yeah.
so much good food here in Oklahoma City.
There
I
is.
just gotta say,
There really is. So yeah, try it again to see if it's the same.
I will. I
experience.
guarantee you, it's better than the recipe I tried. Guarantee it.
Okay, what's the strangest thing you've tried, Michelle?
I had a really awful bacon soda once.
Ooh,
I have,
bacon
bacon.
soda.
I have nothing compared to Steve.
Was
but
this from like? Was it from Soda Pops?
It was from Pops.
Pops.
Yes, out in
Pops.
Arcadia.
Pops. Okay.
It was like whenever everyone jumped on that whole bacon bandwagon.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, oh, bacon soda, I love bacon. Sure.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Don't ever do that.
Don't put
Making
bacon
bacon.
in a liquid form.
Do not do that.
Making bacon pancakes.
Yeah. She sings that every single time we're baking.
My wife sings that too. And I'm like,
funny.
what? Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
Yeah.
See, I
I
told
would.
you
My
he
life would have
sings.
been complete without that.
Oh goodness. All right. Next question. What is your favorite snack food?
I mean, that's super easy for me.
Chicken heart.
Yeah, and just a little hot sauce. It's perfect. You have
green
to have
chili?
the parts
The green
separate though. So, yeah, I as a baker, I probably shouldn't say this, but Little Debbie snacks,
Oh yeah.
and so for me, the hierarchy of Little Debbie snacks.
Like he eats them at the whole box at a time.
Oh, is there?
Is there
that
another way
wrong?
to eat them?
Wait, isn't that how you're supposed to eat them?
Yeah, exactly.
You get yourself a box and you eat them.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna eat 2 boxes. Come on. So like the strawberry rolls.
Oh God.
You don't like those?
No.
They're so for me. They're so. I just love that little like hard layer of frosting on the bottom and the strawberry, and then the Swiss rolls. Then you got oatmeal cream pies, zebra cakes.
Okay, those I can get down with.
I like that you have like a hierarchy of which ones go where.
I have been known. You can ask my wife. I have been known to sit down and eat a box or 2
Oh my gosh.
at a time.
That's so funny.
I know it's disgusting, but when you're
hey,
gonna
hey,
commit.
Hey, you
To
know
each
what?
their own.
Yeah.
To each their own. Judgment-free zone here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Disregard the face I was making earlier. Michelle, what's your favorite snack food?
It's always the Frito twist barbecues.
Ooh,
like you get the
alright.
whole bag, and it's like I always feel gypped because like there's no giant bag
Right.
of those.
Ah, the
They're
silly
just, like,
air.
They're just like
Why
the
does it have to
silly
be
little-
air in the bag?
Yeah, why? Like
Yeah.
give me the whole giant full bag.
Yeah. Word.
I think it's so that they don't get crushed. It's like a cushion
Hey, you know what? I
makes
don't need the
sense.
science behind it.
Yo, sorry. I think it's so they can rip you off.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your favorite show or movie that revolves around food?
Okay,
we know
I had to
yours.
think about it. Yeah. So, this is in no way I don't know where I'm looking for. This will not tell you what my taste in movies is.
Okay.
But I think the best food movie out there is Julie and Julia.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
love
good.
that
We
movie.
got Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Her favorite line, I can't say it right now. I'm not going to.
Oh.
Not her. My favorite line that she says is hilarious. Anyway, and
I'm
then
kind of curious now.
Amy
Off air,
Adams.
I'll ask you
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Amy Adams. For me, I watched it again when I was kind of going through the whole experimentation of baking, and I kind of felt like Amy Adams. She was like going through every recipe.
Right.
And for me, that was kind of how it was. It was like I'll just try making everything. There's not enough time.
yeah.
I got a little obsessed with it. So
I love that movie so much.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, and my sister and I, we watch that one regularly. So what's yours?
I actually don't have one. Like
No?
I know. No, there's like no movies, like no shows. Like I've never really like. I like the Alton Brown guy. Like he's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of got that scientific feel to it.
Right.
But my daughter, who's fixing to turn 3, like we actually randomly look over and she's just watching cupcake baking shows. It's the weirdest thing.
funny.
So she likes them more than I do.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Maybe she's going to do a twist on the cupcake.
Right?
Yeah, well,
There you go. What country or region do you think has a really intriguing food scene or culture that you're really drawn to?
so does it have to be outside the United States?
Doesn't have to
No.
be. It can be anywhere.
So this is really hard for me to answer just one place.
Okay.
So, I mean, New Mexico, Nashville, India.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'll spend time on India, spend some time in there
Yeah.
in India. And it just the food that you get when you're there, when you have a family making it, it's incredible. I mean, the flavors they work with, I don't even know half the seasonings and spices we have when we're out there, but it's just everything is robust and in your face. There's nothing mild.
No.
And the best thing I can find that is similar to it here, I know it's Thai food, it's different, but it's similar flavor profiles is Penang.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you had Penang? The evil jungle chicken curry. And every time you can go level 1 to 5 on the spiciness. And they ask me, and I say 10, and they don't believe me, so they bring me 5, and then I say, okay, 5 more, and then they believe me.
And I was like,
Right.
can I get some chili sauce for this?
Oh my gosh, yeah. But I love the Indian flavors. Everything just like punches you in the face.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you?
Don't hate me. I'm totally not non-American, but anything that's not American. Like, see, I'm already getting the looks.
You
like-
just want to try something different.
Yeah.
But like, American food is just like, it's kind of bland. Like,
Boo.
everyone makes the same thing and they don't really go adventurous on it. But
Right.
you go to any other kind of country, like there's, like you said, millions of spices that like you don't even know what that is.
Right.
But we don't have it.
Right. No, that's great. I love trying new food, and I mean, I would probably, if I had to choose like one, I don't know, all Asian food, I'm always going for.
Yeah.
I love all the flavors.
So, final question, and this might be the toughest one.
Yeah.
What is your favorite restaurant in Oklahoma? Go.
Do you want to field that one first?
So my favorite's actually the sushi bar. Like,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know if you've ever been, but
Yeah.
out of all the places I've been for sushi, they've got the cheapest and it's still like the most delicious. And they're Captain Crunch Roll.
Captain Crunch
Oh my gosh.
Roll.
If you like the
Alright.
tempura, it's the best. The tempura.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's delicious.
Nice.
I love going there late night, half off sushi.
Yes.
Yeah.
See? It's great.
That's nice. All right.
They
And
take
it's
half
always
of
a
the
half
sushi
meal
off?
place. Yeah. I mean, they do, and they take half of the price
I
off.
won't eat all the sushi. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Sorry. I know. I'm a dad with one on the way, so it's dad jokes all the time.
All right, Steve, what's your favorite place?
All right. So I really wanted to go to this place so that I could make it my eat of the week. So I'm glad there's another question where I can mention it. All right. So I'll try and keep it short. I'm sorry. Growing up in New Mexico, there is a pizza place called, and this is not the place, called Dion's, okay? And that is the standard that I've always known for pizza. And so when you grow up, especially with pizza, like what you know is what you think is good.
Right. Of course.
And it's a dine-in restaurant. It's like a sit down restaurant feel. It's not cheap. It's very not upscale, but it's kind of like a Chick-fil-A feel almost. That type of it's not cheap, but it's not anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking to say.
like it's not like a takeout place.
Yeah, it's not a takeout
but
place.
yeah.
You sit down,
Yeah.
and so you take your time with it. But they've got the crust is just it's almost like a ciabatta is what that texture is
Ooh,
like.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of tough. It's substantial. It can hold a lot of toppings. And then of course, when you're in New Mexico, every pizza has green chili on it. I mean, that is
Okay.
you don't not put green chili on it. Quit nodding your head at me, Michelle. You're wrong.
I need to go to New Mexico.
Wrong.
So I when we moved here, I was like, I just can't find a place to replace that. There's nothing as good. I mean, I kind of feel like there's a lot of very cheap, fast, good pizza, but it's just there's not a whole lot of upscale pizza. And so I know there's a lot of great places people like I love Hall's Pizza Kitchen.
Yeah.
The Wedge is great too.
Yeah.
But I will say that this one particular pizza place,
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I know.
is the best pizza I've ever had. When I tried it, I was like, it was like, so this is what pizza is.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is it?
And this place is so. I'm just kidding. The Saucy Sicilian. Have you been to this?
Yeah.
I have not.
Just there's just something about I don't know what it is. It just I don't know what authentic pizza tastes like because I mean I've not been
This
to an
just
authentic.
feels like home to you.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's different than Dion's. To me, it feels correct.
Oh.
Okay.
Like everybody else got it wrong.
Okay.
And now it's ruined Dion's for me when I go back home.
So it's been a while since I had Saucy Sicilian, but I do remember being like, this is some really good pizza.
Yeah. And they're really well known. Like if you look on their website, I mean,
Where are they located?
They have a food truck.
So you'll have to find them.
Okay.
I think that they are working on a storefront. I think.
Okay.
I
But
thought they were. Could be wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think it's near the 23rd area.
Nice.
But they have my favorite one there is the Tusa, and they've got handmade sausages that go on there. It's a secret family recipe, and I don't. This sausage is like the bomb. And they also keep a little green chili on hand for me
Nice.
Oh, no way.
to put on the pizza. So,
So I can be like, hey, can I get green
I
chili?
mean, I don't know.
on my pizza?
Get the
You didn't hear
Steve
that from me. I don't know.
special.
I'm gonna say they're gonna be like, we don't have green. I'm like, Steve told me. Like, oh, okay.
All right, here it is. Yeah. So, but it's just fantastic pizza. I
Okay.
think
Awesome.
it sets the
We'll
bar.
have to
So
find them and try it.
yeah, you need to have them on the
exciting.
show,
All right.
but tell them they have to bring pizza.
Okay. Yes.
Done.
Yeah. We're going to start making rules and regulations to coming on
I know,
the
right?
show.
Wait. So
Yeah.
what's your specialty? What do you want to talk about?
All right,
Bring that
bring
with you.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today on this episode. But thank you so much, Steve and Michelle, for joining us. It's been a pleasure chatting with you guys.
Yeah, thank you for putting up with my long stories.
Told you he's long-winded.
Uh,
How can people show you some love?
Well, I mean, if you like Big Buns and you cannot lie, check out the Kickstarter. We've got ends on the very end of September. And so, it's important that we make some traction on it. There's some awesome rewards there from Open Flame, from Rome, from us. So you literally, I mean, the rewards that you purchase, what you pay for that reward is well below what you're getting.
Right.
So it's just awesome packages there. You should check them out.
Yeah, I know I'll be supporting you in some way. I
Yeah.
haven't quite made it through the whole list because I was looking at it. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And you can find them on Instagram and Facebook at Big Buns Bakery OKC. You can find all the different locations that you can find Big Buns at on their website at bigbunsbakeryokc.com.
That's right. Check it out.
Yeah. And if you want to follow us, you can find us on.
Not if you want to follow us.
Well, they're probably already following us if they're listening to this. But
Well, if you're
you can
not
find
following
us. You can find us. I think you've corrected me on the if before.
I just want people to follow.
Right.
If you're thinking about unfollowing us, don't.
Don't.
Please exit out of your browser right now.
No, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at OKC Foodcasts.
And if you haven't done so already, or even if you have, share this podcast with another food lover who loves to explore the food scene here in Oklahoma. And rate us 5 stars and write us a review. Excellent words.
Yes, please.
And we will be ever grateful.
And until next time, friends, eat well and be happy.